All right, hey guys, Rob, Feedbackwrench. I just got done talking about this inbound marketing versus social media, Facebook disruptive marketing, and I just talked about how inbound is great because when you search, you're looking, you're actually a good prospect because you have timing. Now, what we're going to talk about is how do we maximize that with social media and Facebook, and then we're going to talk about how do you drive leads with a lead magnet. And I'm not trying to neglect what these gurus are saying, but I'm telling you, there's this whole thing out there where there's marketers selling marketing to people about how to do marketing, and it's always the exact same thing. Pick a niche, create a giveaway, run a Facebook ad, get a sales page, book to Calendly, send 10 emails. That works, but you know what? It doesn't give you the whole robust picture. And the whole robust picture doesn't need to be more complicated, but you're going to miss out on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of opportunities of people who are actually the most prime candidates, the people looking for the solution. If people search accountants near me, if you're not winning that and you're not paying to get in front of that, you're silly. Like, that's just perfect. You want to make sure you win that. Now let's talk about, okay, people make searches and they're going to find YouTube videos, Google My Business accounts, and your website, right? Now, the second stage that you'll want to do is you'll want to set up what's called retargeting. So the idea is if I've come in and maybe I hit this ad for Gusto, right? So Gusto is the payroll ad. You guys know how this works. Now what you'll see if I run this little checker up here, you're going to see that these guys are running a pixel ad. They've got a Facebook pixel installed. They've got a Google tracking code. They've got a LinkedIn tracking code. I know that's all there. And basically what we're trying to do here, we do this for people. So the idea is people search, they hit your website or they hit your YouTube video. From there, think about it. If 95% of the people close with you, that'd be a 5%, or if 95% don't close with you, and 5% do close with you, 5% of your web traffic, if that closes, that's a pretty good close rate. I mean, 20 is spectacular. Like, we have some that are 20, but it's very few, and it's the duplex doctors, and it's because we go after a very, very tight niche. But just imagine so many people need a solution. They're primed for the picking. They come to you. They're going to choose an accountant, payroll, bookkeeper, CPA in the next couple of months or couple of weeks or couple of days. But now, unless they search again and come to your website, which they may or they may not, but usually what happens is they'll check out a couple websites. Now what we want to do is first they come to you, which shows you that they're qualified. The next thing we want to do is we want to show them remarketing ads on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube Bumper, Google Display. Okay. So what you'll see is that there's a lot of different, this doesn't need to be drug out very long. But basically what we do is we go in and create audiences for all of these different groups. So in Facebook, we install a Facebook pixel. Not only do we install a pixel, but we make an audience. So if people have hit the whole website, they can belong to this remarketing list for up to 180 days or as short as like 7 days, right? And now what we can do is for the next 30 days or so, we can keep an ad in front of them saying, are you ready to get your tax and accounting under control? Book with us, right? Now, I have a habit of I screenshot every single ad I ever see on Facebook, and I have studied tens of thousands of ads. Not only that, but I have deployed hundreds and hundreds of ads for small businesses, and I know what helps, right? We know what can help you. It can be everything from the lead magnet that we can create and use to just a simple call to action, to just showing some befores and after. It depends on what you're doing. But what I want you to know is that nothing does better than your remarketing campaigns because people show that they're interested through search. And then we can spend $5 a day on a Facebook remarketing, $5 a day on LinkedIn, and $5 a day on a smart display and smart YouTube bumper ad combination. And what you're going to find there is that over time, you're going to get a number of things. First of all, a whole bunch of people will actually download your lead magnet, right? And I'll show you my lead magnet here in just a second that we've been using with Feedbackwrench. And this is just super simple. I got to get into my ye old. So basically what this is something that we've built on the back end of our websites for all of our clients. I'm just showing you mine. So we go in and make some custom art. We have a clear hero. We have a form that when we fill out will actually go to the next. This is actually going to be a video. So if you play this video, here's a little pitch that I give. And all this is like my most practical advice about how to build a firm. And it's a 25-minute video. It's kind of my most successful video out there. And we drive Facebook ads towards this. And then what happens is when you get on the back end of this thing, I'll be able to send out an email to them identically. And now we have the video and a second video. And then we've got our sales presentation for the entire website. Now, what you notice here is that we have a full, robust communication tool with still very clear book a consultation or see our work. Book a consultation is everywhere. So we haven't complicated things here. I'm not showing it to you. So basically what we do here is once you've filled out that lead magnet here, it will bounce straight over here. And we can run Facebook ads, really compelling Facebook ads to this. And we can help you write this. We can get this in place. It could be a webinar. It could be a book. It could be a PDF that we send out. And this is fine. And this could be a pretty powerful advertisement that we'll run for people. That could be part of the remarketing campaign. It could be that we're just going to do some posts. It could be a number of different things. But the idea is there's no better group of people to advertise in front of except for the people that have actually clicked on one of your things already. If they've been to your website, that's going to help you close people. And I'm telling you, it works. It's clear. It's simple. But it's really important. Like, you have to make sure that you're winning search. And in order to win search, you have to make sure that you're also using conversion or remarketing campaigns. And once you do that, you're going to find that this flywheel just starts to begin. Not only that, but there's a funny thing with, so here's my last thought is, so you start with search, they hit your website, you start with your Google My Business, your website, and your YouTube ads, they hit those. You can even run remarketing campaigns to people that have watched one specific video of yours, no matter how they got there. And what we've seen is that remarketing is going to have huge effects with low amounts of spend. And they're targeted. There's a reason why they've clicked on it. But the second stage that you're going to see is that as people use your website and you put things on your website that cause them to actually stick. Like, for example, I have a video here. I got a couple client videos that people watch. And then I also have, I don't even know if it's on this page. This is a different page. But on my homepage and on some of these accountants, so websites for accountants page, we'll put some YouTube videos similar to what I'm sharing right now, right here. And this thing has started to get more views and more views from this page. And what's interesting about that is by people playing that on there, Google is seeing some interesting things. Google is seeing that they're spending more time on the website. They're taking action. Playing a video is actually an action. And when you do all that, it increases your ranking. So this page is actually a fairly new page because we're just starting to create more things like directly for accountants because so many of you are calling me. But basically what we're doing now is creating tons of SEO action. Okay. So imagine you're sending more people to that lead magnet, or if you're remarketing and you're getting more people even on Facebook or LinkedIn to click on this and they're spending more time on it and they're reading some of your articles, they're seeing what's going on, they're paying attention, your SEO for your entire site starts to increase because they're actually consuming what's on your website. Now, a couple of things that you need to know about how to do Facebook ads really well. And this is really important. Okay, guys? If you don't set up the conversion actions, the custom conversion action for whatever your lead magnet is, that's a bigger secret than what most of these marketers are talking about, okay? And the way you usually do that is these guys use like thank you pages. I actually use Google Tag Manager. We do this for you if you work with us. But the idea is if you hit Rob's landing page, right? If you were to come to this page here, when you fill this out, that is a custom conversion that gets sent to Facebook as an actual conversion. It gets sent to LinkedIn as an actual conversion and Google Ads as a conversion. And then in my analytics, I can see how many people are using it and doing it. When you set up an advertisement and you set it up for conversions, and therefore that specific conversion and you know it works, what happens is you tap into what's called machine learning. And it's basically you're using the best parts of LinkedIn, Google, and Facebook. They're using all their spying that they do on us, and they are running the scientific method to find similarities between converters. So once it hits about 10 to 15 conversions, suddenly it's going to realize who are the people that always convert, and it will start to serve that ad up to that group much more often. Your ads get way smart. In paid search, your ads, your cost per click comes way down, your conversion rate goes way up, and suddenly you can start putting some controls around your cost per acquisition goals, right? Because eventually what happens, all of these platforms are really good at spending whatever money you give them. But over time, if you start to get some conversion data where you know, hey, all of my conversions end up costing at the end of the month about $15 or $35 or $100 or whatever that is, then what you're able to do is to actually change it for a cost per acquisition goal so you can limit those costs. Why that's so important is a lot of these folks they'll limit the click or the CPC or the cost per click. And what happens in search and social are different, but there's a lot of similarities. Basically, it's all of you who want to advertise, every company and solution, have a micro bid or an auction occur. And a lot goes into this auction, everything from how much are you willing to spend to how good is your ad to how likely are people to actually click on it. What's the quality of this thing? And what you'll see is that Google, Facebook, and LinkedIn all start to bias things over time. And if you go for clicks, there's a huge difference between people clicking and people actually doing something. And unless you create these conversion actions and hook them up, you're going to be running really stupid ads that don't do well over time. And so what's interesting is the back end of that, in order to have a successful social media campaign, is that you need to give it time. You have to give it enough spend to get enough conversions to run that scientific method. And you need to actually have the conversions hooked up. So that's everything from firing the event properly to making sure that that event gets turned into a custom conversion. We can help you with that. We can show you that. In my course, we'll actually show you exactly how to DIY that. But I'm telling you, folks, if you do this right, you have to have inbound and disruptive. And quite frankly, just posting social media crap doesn't work anymore. So people are subscribed to your Facebook, they're subscribed to Instagram, they're subscribed to even YouTube, and to an extent, that doesn't do anything, especially in Facebook and Instagram. What I found is that YouTube subscribers and TikTok subscribers still get your notifications. And for the most part, if they've consumed your content in that, they will see it again. So anyways, guys, good luck. God bless. If you want help with this stuff, go to feedbackwrench.com. We'd love to help you. And I just hope that you're taking steps in your business to grow. Number one thing, set up your Google My Business and go get a bunch of reviews. Like, that's the number one thing you got to do to get anything going right. So, hey, hope things are going well for you.